Hi everyone, Quincy Tijani here from Quincy Tijani Music Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Pet Shop Boys album entitled Electric, which is their 12th studio album. The Pet Shop Boys are a synth pop duo from London, England, consisting of Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe. They are a Grammy Award winning duo and have had over 30 singles that have gone to the top 30 charts in the UK and over 20 songs that have gone to the top 10 of the UK charts. For the last 20 years, the Pet Shop Boys have made records consisting of synth pop, alternative synth pop, and dance music that have sold over 50 million copies worldwide. What the Pet Shop Boys were trying to achieve on this LP was to create a modern electronic dance record, and so to do this they used a few modern techniques in electro music such as dubstep and popular dance music techniques of this time period. For me personally, I enjoy electro music to a certain extent, but sometimes it's difficult for me to get it through entire albums of just electro music. But this album, Electric, was surprisingly easy to listen to the entire thing in one sitting. I've listened to it a couple times, and a lot of tracks have grown on me, and a couple tracks have kind of slipped a little bit for me. And right now, I'm just going to talk about why these tracks have either gotten worse or gotten better for me, and what I think of this album overall as a whole. The opener to this LP, which was entitled Axis, is a really hard-hitting song with an up-tempo beat. It's clear to me that the Pet Shop Boys wanted to open this album with a bang. This track does a good job of getting you excited for the rest of the album. It's probably one of my favorite tracks on this LP, and it shows that the Pet Shop Boys really wanted to set a high standard for this album right from the get-go. The next track on this album is entitled Bolshi, and it really continues the fast tempo and upbeat style of synth pop music that was heard in the first track, Axis. And honestly, this track, from the very first time I heard it, just made me really happy, and I couldn't stop moving my feet the entire time. I just wanted to go dancing, and I think that's really what the Pet Shop Boys were looking to achieve with this album, and so they do a good job of that on this track. Not only are there a couple more amazing up-tempo songs in this album, such as The Last to Die and Thursday, which features the English rapper Example. This album also features some slower electro tunes such as Fluorescent and the closing track Vocal, which starts off slow but kind of builds up to a quicker pace later on. These two tracks are my other two favorite tracks on the album. Pet Shop Boys do a good job of balancing the LP between fast and slow paced tempo to kind of keep the listener guessing as to what's going to come next. The style of the synth used on these tracks is very calming. It kind of settles you down before the next track after the slow paced tempo song kind of hits you even harder because of the kind of calmness that is caused by the slow paced songs. I think it's a good thing that the Pet Shop Boys don't just use fast paced tempo songs, or else the album could start to sound a little bit repetitive and a little bit overwhelming. So good job to the Pet Shop Boys for that. The only track that I really had a problem with on this album was entitled Love is a Bourgeois Construct, which samples a lot of synth sounds that were classic in the 80s. And to me, the song just kind of sounds outdated and a little bit washed up. And to be honest, I just don't enjoy listening to it. It's about 6 minutes long, and by the time we're in the second minute of the song, I just kind of ready for it to be over. I'm not big on 80s sounding songs too much. A lot of the popular dance music from the 80s I find a little bit cheesy and corny, and I think that the rest of the sound on the album does a far better job of showing what the Pet Shop Boys are capable of rather than trying to regenerate the sound of the 1980s. Overall, I just think that this is a really solid sounding album. The Pet Shop Boys have kind of struggled for the past few years putting out a couple weaker albums such as Yes and Elysium and Fundamental that, had a few good tracks but didn't really excite me all that much. But after a couple of listens of Electric, I feel like I'll be playing this album quite a few more times to come, and I recommend it to anyone that enjoys hard, heavy, electric sounding music. Overall, if I was to rate this album, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. It had a lot of good moments. It had a few moments here and there that could have been better, and I might change if I was the one recording the songs. But overall, it was a pretty solid album, and I'm impressed with the way the Pet Shop Boys have remained relevant after so many years. I hope you've enjoyed this review. My name's Quincy Tajani from Quincy Tajani Music Reviews, and just let me know what you want me to review in the comment section below. And if you like this video, remember to subscribe to my channel, and there will be more reviews coming up soon. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Have a great weekend.